Hare Krishna, Hare
want to together say Prabhupada. So we like to stand up, please. Oh, should I? So a young 16-year-old. Prabhupada, the offering. What do you want to do? Or if you want to play the melody?
I will get it. I will eat it.
Yeah, but let us read that. Come on, you can't read that.
Bro, I've had a brush on it.
Oh, okay. Who's going to do also? Remember God, Prabhu, you want to do offering? You can send the song over.
Yeah.
You got the mic. You don't have a mic, so you need. I'm going to let you go.
You three look like the three colours, they're the opposite.
3 degrees, you mean?
They're 3 degrees. Each other move.
You want them to? Yeah, don't see, you move down a bit so the camera hits your head. We don't want to injure anybody. Here is the diaphragm.
Prabhupada Jayo, Prabhupada Jayo, Prabhupada Jayo, Prabhupada Jayo.
Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai ho, jai ho, jai ho. Guru Puja ki jai. There's a few windows are not sealed compared to the small air from and the door is on. Some kind of coming to you.
Because the kitchen extractor file is on there.
It is very well there. Can you use it? onto the ship. Yeah, yeah, it's on fine. Should have. So you got me on?
No, I
I don't know how to do it.
He's
Me on. I'm welcome. I can welcome you. You're on. Oh, you mean on there?
Bring this one here.
Yeah, I tried that.
Then fail.
So what I need to change is go to settings, focus on the focus
Yashoda Gada Girivaradari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Dulal Girivaradhari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Girivaradari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Dulal Girivaradhari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Dulal Girivaradari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Dulal Girivaradhari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Dulal Girivaradari Gopal
Jayananda Yashoda Dulal Girivaradhari 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 Gopal
Jayananda यशोदानंदा गिरिवरदारी गोपाल
जय नंद यशोदानंदा गिरिवरधारी 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 गोपाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल गिरिवरधारी नंद
जय गोपाल गिरिवरधारी नंददुला
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल गिरिवरधारी नंद
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल गिरिवरदाधव दीन दयाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल
ओ दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव दीन दयाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल सब दीन दयाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव 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 दीन
ओ
दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल प्रभु दीन दयाल
जय गोविंदा जय गोपाल केशव माधव 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 दीन दयाल
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
जय नंद यशोदा गिरिवर धारी गोपाल
जय जय श्री thank you. Warm welcome to everyone to the Sunday program. Can we all raise our hands and say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, on this cold night, we're going to warm you up, both physically and mentally and spiritually. And it's nice to associate with devotees. Satsang, and this is what satsang is. And here the main service is to please the lordships on the altar. And on our altar we have Sachinandan, which is the main deity there. Then Nitai Chand, his brother. These are the two deities. Gaur Nitai came 500 years ago. And in Gorodesh, which is Bengal, and there was a main purpose for their coming. And that was because Kali Yuga, we are at the moment in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, our mati is all involved with other things, nothing to do with spirituality. So they actually brought a very simple method, that all you do is chant this Mahamantra and you can receive the love of Radha Krishna, which is the goal of life. So please, let's appreciate Sachin and the Nita Chand on the altar. They are really, helping us in our devotional service. Because some other people from Bharat, they're not familiar with Gaur Nitai. Prabhupada made... Prabhupada introduced Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the whole world. And first time when I read it, I was reading Bhagavatam, I said, well, I know Krishna, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So that was back in 1974, that was a long time ago. And so then I got familiar with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and would you believe it now, I'm a fan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu so much, and on our altar we have them. On the left we have Radha Krishna, so they are our Pujari Dev's deities, and Radha Krishna are the goal of life. They love each other so much, it's the highest love. So we have here grihasthas, husband and wives. We love our partners, and we want to love them more. And sometimes situations so challenging, you forget about the love bit, you've got to manage the household, the whole thing. But Radha Krishna, they never got married. So they could think of each other, just love bit. But Krishna got married to Rukmini and 16,108 wives. He didn't have any time for love then, although he was the husband. But Krishna would always remember Radharani, when he was Dwarkadish. So their love is very pure. It was to do with just love, nothing else. They didn't want anything from each other. So they are there, Radha Krishna. And people ask many times, why is not Rukmini Krishna? Some places you have that. But Radha Krishna is special love, because the pure love, no lust, nothing like that. And then we have other deities. And on the far left is Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. Bolo Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra ki. Now that is Krishna in that with eyes wide open. Because he's actually Dwarkadish. When he went to Dwarka, he heard about the Brajvasis suffering. You can see his eyes open out. So we are also suffering this material world, are we not? The electricity bill, the gas bill and all this. Suffering like many things. So then the Lordship is like thinking, oh my God, my devotees are suffering. And Balram is Baladev, and that's like Nityanand as well. He's with them, and he's also astonished because he also spent time in Vrindavan. And then you have Subhadra Maharani, and she's the sister. And sisters are always kind to the brothers' friends. So she never went to Vrindavan, but she heard about Vrindavan. So that's why even she is thinking, oh my God, they loved my brothers so much, So why that is because we have Rath Yatra in Puri, and the Lordship can't be approached so easily. Just only Hindus are allowed in. Others can't take darshan. But Lordship knows. So once a year he comes out for 10 days or something, 7 days. And then he's available for everybody to see. You can see he's so confidential, and yet he's merciful. So we have him here because you can see as Dwarkadish, he's always thinking of Radharani. And so this is Vrindavan, this is Mayapur, and that is Jagannath Puri. We got 3 Puris here, and we want to enjoy that. So I just want to give you introduction every time, so people who are coming for the first time, something realize that it's not just set of deities without any meaning on there, and how do I relate to them. I'm just telling you, it's all to do with bhav, what bhav you have. And so the main deities over there, please ask them for love of Radha Krishna, and Jagannath will give it to you. Yeah, is that okay? Right, so we have Guru Sevak, he's going to do Kirtan now, and then there'll be a class of Bhagavad Gita in about 10-15 minutes time. And children will be able to go at the back, and I think, could you manage them? Yeah. And children will be managed at the back, and others who are a little older, please stay in there, because youngsters, he's 16 now, I mean, he's almost adult, you know. And so I'm suggesting that when Anurag is not here, if you spend some time in the class, it'll be good for you. Because then everybody, all the youth leave as well, but I think you need to be here to hear some of the higher topics. So then there'll be Aarti afterwards, and then there'll be a feast. Thank you very much, Guru Sevak.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare Hare
Sing along.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jayo Jayo Gurudev, Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Nitai
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari
Hari Bol,
Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Gaura Premanande.
Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Come, big round of applause for that. It was really nice. Jai.
Hello.
You don't want to sing
Up there.
Jai Radha. Somebody should sing Jai Radha Madhav. Anybody? Any volunteer? Come on, Sudarshan, you can sing that. Even though you've eaten.
No problem. Oh, microphone. Bloody. No. It's a bit difficult to move it.
Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Vrajajanaranja Yashodhanandana Vrajajanaranja Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Sachidananda Jaya Nitai Chan Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Nitai Chan
Jayo Sachinandana Jayo Nitai Chan Sachinandana Jayo Nitai
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
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 Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Nitai Gaura Hari Bo
Nitai Gaura
Hari Bo
Nitai Gaura
Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo
Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jai Radha Madhava ki jai,
Jai.
Madhava ki jai,
Jai.
Maharaj ki jai.
Jai, thank you very much. Jai. So, yeah, give him a big round of applause. It was nice and sweet. Jai. So I would say the children will be taken by Radha Roop there. Anuragi is not well, she got tonsillitis. Why do I have to say all that? But she's recovering. So many people have got colds and things like that, so you can see there's more masks on and everything. Kali Yoga is also very contaminating, so we have a mask for it. It's called Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Suswagat, Swagat everybody. So, you have heard of Bhagavad Gita. Everybody, how many people have read the whole Bhagavad Gita? How many people? Okay, who hasn't read the whole Bhagavad Gita? Be honest, because it's to do with Bhagavad Gita. Right, that's okay. But you've heard some verses from the Bhagavad Gita, yeah? Yada yada hi dharmasya, everybody knows that, Mahabharata one. So, the Bhagavad Gita is conversation between the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and his best devotee, Arjun. Because Arjun is married to who? There's Draupadi as well, Subhadra. And Subhadra is sister of Krishna. See, he's very well connected. So, they are familiar, they're Rishtedar. But Arjun, in the 11th chapter, when he saw the Virat Roop of the Lordship, he suddenly realized, oh my God, I've been calling you my friend and all that. I didn't realize who you were. You know, it's like when you in Bharat, in the train, you start to talk to people, and because everybody's in your second AC or something, you just assume he paid the same as us, and suddenly you discover he's a millionaire. But before you were just trying to ignore him and whatever, and then you realize, my God, this guy is successful. And then your behavior changes, you know. So Arjun was like that. But Krishna didn't want the change. He wasn't there to impress Arjun. Like many times we try to impress other people. Any stranger we meet, we're trying to impress them. You know, I've done this, I've done that. So Krishna wasn't doing that. Arjun inquired, and Arjun started to realize, I'm talking to Krishna, there's more to him. So he appealed, please reveal who you are. Yes? So you can see, although Arjun knows Krishna, he still implored. So similarly, we are in this temple, this Radha Krishna deity, Gaur, Nitai, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, we just take them as, okay, that's the Supreme Lord. But we never inquire. We never said, let me find out who they are. Because when you inquire who they are, then you have a relationship. Because you find out their qualities and what they've achieved. Same with Bhagavad Gita. It's on the shelf, and you take his darshan and bow down. It's very nice. But you're not picking it up and not reading it. You don't know what difficulty you're going to find in understanding it. Because what does this Bhagavad Gita, is this Bhagavad Gita for Arjun, you think? Just for Arjun? It is somebody's private letter. You shouldn't be reading it. No, no, no. Arjun was representing us. He knew in Kali Yuga, people will not have time. So do you realize this Bhagavad Gita is essence of Vedas? Vedas are so big. My Nana was Arya Samaji. He used to know the Vedas, you know, and he was awarded for it. And in the end, Jai Mata, Jai Ho. In the end, he was so ill that he was urinating on bed. It happens when you get old like that. So he wouldn't touch the Vedas. And he would just sit there like that. So I went to my Nanaji, because he's Arya Samaji, and they don't believe in Murti Puja, and so they're against it, because there's history for that. And I said, Nanaji, what do you say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? Because you can say the Maha Mantra even if you don't toilet or whatever. It doesn't affect. That's why it's called Maha Mantra. And he goes, oh, that Krishna where the hunter shot their arrow in his ankle, you know, that one. I said, okay, you have problem with it, say Hare Rama, because there was no arrow shot on Lord Ram. He went as another, so don't tanganakar, you know. So they didn't want to accept the form of the law. And this is, he got an award for being Arya Samaji. And he was a headmaster, very well educated. But at the end, he was just, and I was there trying to help him, you know, grandson. I remember when we were small, we used to visit Hisharpur, and he would teach us English. And so I've grown up now, and I'm telling him what to do at the time of his death or near his death. So I don't know whether he chanted or not, because I came back to England. So people have difficulty in accepting the form of the Lord. Why do you think that is so? Why do you think people have difficulty to accept that God has a form? Anybody? Any idea? You want to guess?
Maybe because he looks human-like.
Because we have a form. And as you keep looking in the mirror yourself from when you're young, like Sudarshan was 16 and now he's got a new hairstyle and then he'll keep on changing. And ladies know it, you know, the best friend is the makeup box and boot polish as you get older, you know, keep them black. Damodar Prabhu came to her, goes, Prabhu, you look young. Of course, he colored his hair. We do that, we realize, oh my God, I'm losing my best looks. We rely on them because we introduce ourselves to people. This face is what carries, you know, makes friends and everything. So you can see we are changing and we're trying to correct it. And there's so many products people are giving. So we realize this form is not pure. It's not the best. So we doubt that if God is pure, Bhagavan ekdam shreshth hai, so they can't have a form like ours. It must be different. But just realize it's roop, form. Hamara swarup jo hai, because we think we are the body, so we think we're getting old. But if you realize you are Atma, aap Atma hai, you'll never feel you're old. Just your machinery is getting old. Then you don't worry how you look. Theek hai na? Within reason, of course, you got to look nice, you know, you can't just spoil your look saying, I don't care. Because that's Babaji then. You know, Babajis don't care, you know, their hair have jata and everything. So you can see we have experience of form which deteriorates. So many people think, well, if I'm going to think about God, it's got to be pure form and it shouldn't be like ours. But funny thing is, according to scriptures, and the Christians say that we've been made in the image of God. And that's why if you look at Krishna, how beautiful he is, and Radharani. So all the ladies have the form of the Shakti of the Lord, and all the male have the form of the Shaktiman, Krishna. He created us like that. But if you notice, the Das avatar, there's different avatars. Nrsimhadev, half lion, half. So there is a lion form as well. Matsya, there's a fish. So you can see the Lord can take on any form if he wants. And it's both considered Adbhut. Adbhut. There's wondrous, wonderful. Kurma avatar. All these, Vamandev. He came as a Vaman and then he expanded. Oh my God. So you can't fix the Lord. His potencies, unka jo swaroop hai, personality is Vishal, is big. So you can't. But then Krishna is kind. He comes in the form of a baby. And if you notice Arya who's moving around, everybody's attracted to the little baby. Yes? She goes and she rejects you, goes to someone else, likes you, and then dislikes you later. Then you realize, oh my God, wish I could attract the baby, And because the baby is endorsing, I'm a likable person. So Krishna comes as a baby, and even the sadhus, Mahatma Lord Shivji, he came from Kailash to take darshan of his Lord, who's a baby. And Yashodama saw the snakes on him and the scorpion and said, Baba, you ain't touching my baby. And he said, please darshan de do thoda. Well, no, aap jao. He said, I'll wait there under a tree till you call me. She said, no, I won't be calling you. You're wasting your time. I won't be calling you. Guess what? Krishna wanted to meet Lord Shivji. Shivji is Vaishnavan of Yat Shambhu. He's the best Vaishnav. So Krishna started to cry for him. And Yashodama tries so much. And he wouldn't stop. Then she realized maybe it's to do with the Babaji. So then he goes to Shivji, please come. And when he came, he carried the baby. Oh, Krishna looking at him. And Shivji's thinking, this is my Lord, and he's become a baby. My God, what a moment. So you can see the Lord becomes a baby, so you get attracted to him. And that's why Laddu Gopal, many of the deities, they don't have the Chakradhari. They have Laddu Gopal, he's got Laddu, because you can play with him. Vatsalya Bhav comes. This I want to be parent, right? It's such a lovely feeling. You don't ask anything from Laddu Gopal. Yes? You give him Laddu, Makhan, Mishri and all that. Otherwise we have a habit, we come into the temple, de do, Bhikhari jaise. Mangte rehte hain. But when Laddu Gopal is there, you just give it to him. Just say, he's chota, nanu hai, And he does that on purpose. Because in Golok, in spiritual world, he is not a lalla. He's not small. He's 13-year-old. Ever so young. Nav Yovan. He's always young. So can you see all this information I'm giving you? Many people see that's for women and children. Yeah, this is made, religion is made a little easy for women and children. ये तो स्त्रियों के लिए, जननी के लिए, बच्चों के लिए, so they can understand Mahabharata and all that. That's how they declare it, because they are clever, you see, and they need bigger. So for them, Krishna gives them this complicated Vedas, where they have to read it all to find what the conclusion is. इतना पढ़ के वे बोले इसका सार क्या है? What is the essence? So that essence is Bhagavad Gita. Krishna starts off. So I'm just going to introduce you to this verse there. So please, let's all check out our Sanskrit. I'm not very good at it, and I'm sure if there's somebody scholarly, I bow to you, but Prabhupada taught us how to just simply say it. So we'll say it. So first say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now loudly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bolo Bhagavad Gita ki Jai Ho. So now, repeat after me. Arjuna vacha evam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam pariyupasate ye chapya aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vitmaha. Arjuna vacha evam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam pariyupasate ye chapayaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vitmaha. Arjuna vacha evam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam pariyupasate. Loudly. Ye chape aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vitmaha. Arjuna vacha evam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam pariyupasate ye chape aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vitmaha. Thank you, that was very nice. So, when you're reading the Sanskrit, your Atma is understanding it. You might not, your mind might not, but your Atma knows this Devanagari Sanskrit. And next to Atma is Paramatma. So then when you're saying this, it's like your Arjuna is asking Paramatma there. See what's happening? And that's why we repeat it a few times, because we don't understand, but Atma does. And Paramatma understands what's being said, and he gets excited that my words are being repeated here. This is Arjuna's word. The next verse he speaks. So say after me. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested. So I'm going to read Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Prabhupada ki. So Prabhupada made sure he translated this verse into English, you understand? But we can't understand straight away. Then Prabhupada Tatpriya. So he will actually explain how to understand this. It's very, very important. So I'll read this. Krishna has now explained about the personal, jo roop, sarup hai Bhagwan ka, the impersonal, which is Brahman, and the universal. Because you can see there's Brahman, which is everywhere, but then Lord is also functioning as a person universally. And so, because this is 12th chapter, in 11th chapter, Krishna revealed how vast he is. And Arjuna, his friend, was shook up. Like, oh my God. Krishna has now explained about the personal, the impersonal, and the universal, and has described all kinds of devotees and yogis. So even the Lord knows everybody doesn't love me the same way. Yeah, even in this room, you're a grandmother, so you have grandchildren, you have a husband as well, so you have a wife, you have children, so you're a mother as well. So you can see each relationship, har koi rishta jo different hota hai. So even Krishna knows there's different kind of relationship. Yes? So he knows. Generally, the transcendentalists can be divided into two classes. Transcendentalist means, ek to hota na, bhautik sansar ki aur hi dhyan hota hai. They're all just thinking about what's happening in the material world. Then there's others who think there's something beyond this. Everybody is intelligent for what's around you. But to understand what we can't see, transcendent, it means you ascend above it. Para, you go above it. That needs attention, knowledge and all that. So those types are called transcendental. So there are two types of those. Prabhupada says, can be divided into two classes. One is the impersonalist, the ones who believe Nirgun. Bhagwan ka koi है नहीं, वो निर्गुण कहते हैं उनको. And the other is the personalist, Bhagavat. Bhagavat कहते हैं उसको. That's why when you say he's bhakta, it means he's a devotee, means he's devoted to somebody. But the impersonalists are no bhaktas. They might be wearing saffron, they might be sannyasis, but they're not bhaktas. Because they're jnanis. They just want to relate to the jnana. They're not surrendered to the jnana. The more jnana they have, the more powerful they feel. ठीक है ना? But a devotee means he's devoted, so he's das. You have to understand the difference, because everybody thinks he's religious. But you have to think, is he abhimani or is he surrendered? Or even in das, it's hard to surrender. Our ego is the biggest problem in our lives. He's the biggest enemy we have within. We think that he's my enemy, forget it. Your own ahankar is the greatest enemy. Even when you're doing bhakti, my God, ahankar comes in the way and you think, I can't surrender. I did yesterday, but now I've become a bhimani about something. You see? So then, that is das. But the ones who are not trying to surrender, they just want knowledge and knowledge. Can you see how proud they would become? And they are powerful. No doubt, they are powerful. Because they're understanding the Brahman, But das is always surrendered. Sharanagati. That Sharanagati is 6 items. Very, very hard. One of them is anukulasya. Means whatever scripture says, you just follow it. That's anukul. That's one bit of surrender. There are 6 items, so I won't go into that. So let's read. The personalist devotee engages himself with all energy in the service of the Supreme Lord. जो भक्ता होता है, वो दिन रात प्रभु की सोचता है. हाँ, जैसे माता जी बैठे ना, वो माला कर रहे हैं, वो वृंदावन के हैं. हाँ, वो दिन रात बस चिंता उनकी करते हैं. हाँ, इधर और भी भक्त हैं कि दिन रात उनको कोई अभिमान नहीं. वो तो अपने आप को समझते हैं, मैं तो तुच्छ का नहीं. आई एम नोबडी. उनको प्रेज करो तो उनको दुख होता है, उनको क्रिटिसाइज करो तो सुख होता है. बोलते इसने मुझे पहचान लिया. It's a big problem for devotees. When they are praised, they are hurt. They're thinking, oh my God, why is he saying this? I'm a fallen soul. They're not pretending. But those who are abhimani, somebody says, he wants to say, Guruji, mere mein truti kya hai? What's fault in me? He was married. So Guruji said, go home and criticize your wife just with one mistake, and you'll find she'll give you volumes of what's wrong with you. How do I know, he says. एक गलती निकाल दो घरवाली की, हैं, वो तुझे बता देगी आपका मेकअप क्या है. ठीक है ना? So das always feel, oh my God, why is he praising me? It hurts, because they're not here for themselves. They're not living for, the Supreme Lord, Krishna. The impersonalist also engage himself not directly in the service of Krishna. Because Brahman hai, wo Brahm Jyoti hai, that comes from like Surya, the sun and the sunshine. Sunshine to sun se yaad hai na. Sunshine na ho to sun, abhi sun kidhar hai? Aur sunshine bhi nahi hai. So indirectly, hum indirectly abhi worship kare na, lights on karke. Because sun to hai nahi. So we put the lights on. Ye indirect ho gaya na. पर सूर्य के दर्शन थोड़ी हुए. हम तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी करें, मोमबत्ती जगा दी, वो कर लिया. That's indirect. And it's limited. But they're thinking, we won't go indirect. The impersonal also engage himself not directly in the service of Krishna, but in meditation on the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested. So, kitne dharma hai, they just meditate on the light in the heart. They meditate. I know a few, they got involved. So they think of the light, Jyot. They think that's the highest. Even in Bharat, they'll have deities in the temple. But if you ask the Mahant, he say, इनके ऊपर फिर वो रोशनी है, वो ब्रह्म ज्योति है, वो highest है. And we feel terrible pain thinking, आप इनकी पूजा करके बोलते इनसे ऊपर है कोई. अरे सूर्य तो है, पर उससे ऊपर उसकी रोशनी है. ऐसे कैसे एक्सेप्ट करेंगे? सूर्य से तो रोशनी निकलती है. ठीक है ना? So मैं समझा रहा हूं. So Prabhupada is saying the same. We find in this chapter that of the different process of realization of the absolute truth, Bhakti Yoga devotional service is the highest. So Bhakti Yoga is the highest. Krishna is saying, look, it's being spoken on the 12th chapter. in the 12th, sorry, it's gone off the screen. 12th chapter में कहा है कि भक्ति के बारे में. In the 3rd chapter, कर्म योग. In the 4th chapter, ज्ञान योग. In the 6th chapter, Ashtanga Yoga, meditation. So you can see earlier on the easy, like when you go to school, kindergarten, primary school, then secondary. This is after showing his Virat form, he introduces Bhakti Yoga. So it must be highest. ठीक है ना? At the end. But even in 3rd, 4th, 6th, he still keeps talking about Bhakti, but he doesn't emphasize yet. Here, it's all about, Bhakti. If one at all desires to have the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he must take to devotional service. आप में से कितने जना चाहते हैं कि आप भगवान का संग लें? How many people would like to take darshan of the Supreme Lord? Talk to them. Let me see your hands. How many people like to meet Krishna and talk to him? Yes, all of you. It's very good quality. So you have to do bhakti then. You got to do bhakti. You can't do something else. But those who don't want to meet the Supreme Lord, okay, then you can take 2 other paths, which they do. And you still be religious. Ye dharmik hai. He's religious, they'll say it. But he's not bhakta. Jo bhakta hai, wo bhakti karega. So what is the first item of bhakti, anybody? Tell me. It's called Nava Bhakti. 9 items. Which is the first item? Anybody? Jai. Okay, satsang, पर उससे पहले है श्रवणम. श्रवणम, कीर्तनम, विष्णु स्मरणम, पाद से, ये नव भक्ति, ये प्रहलाद महाराज ने जो कही ना. So संग के साथ ही शुरू होगा ना. श्रवण का मतलब ही संग में होगे तो सुनोगे ना, नहीं तो नहीं होगे. So very nice. So satsang means satsang, truths. You're associating with truth, and param satya is the Supreme Lord. See, दूसरे भी truth हैं. I exist, that's truth, but I'm not param satya. मैं आज हूं, कल चले जाऊंगा, पर जो प्रभु हैं वो परम सत्य है. सत्यम परम धीमहि. I meditate on the supreme truth. ठीक है ना? So when we go shopping, we want the best, but we want to pay the least. ठीक है ना? Yeah, we do. That's how everybody's mentality. I've seen rich people as well. They want most expensive but very cheap, And then they tell others, oh, बहुत महंगी है, but they know they got it for cheap, So if you want the Lord, the highest, the cheapest method is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram naam ke hire moti, main bakharaun gali gali. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just distributing. Le lo naam. Ek baar to bolo bhai, Shri Krishna naam. So made it so easy. So we desire association. हम चाहते हैं कि हम भगवान का संग लें. ठीक है ना? तो भक्ति करनी पड़ेगी. इसमें पहली है श्रवणम. आप सुनो, कथा सुनो. भक्ति देवी को जब नारद मुनि जी मिले, उसके साथ में 2 बुजुर्ग थे. बोलते ये कौन है? बोलते ये मेरे बेटे हैं, ज्ञान और वैराग्य. बोलते आपके बेटे हैं? यू आर यंग, दे लुक ओल्ड. बोलता कल युग आ गया, दे हैव गॉन ओल्ड. सो नारद मुनि देन रीड द भगवद गीता and they became young, and then they became old again. He said, what's happening? I'm reading these scriptures. Then a sound came, Shravanam, Katha Shravanam. So the 4 Kumaras came. Then the 4 Kumaras told Bhagavatam. Immediately, Jnana and Vairagya, they become young again. See? So you got to do bhakti. So don't think you have to read the Vedas and all and then start bhakti. Everybody can, so listen to me first and then you respond to me because I'll have to listen to you. So I'm going to say first, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's Shravanam. You listen. Now you see Kirtanam. You say it to me.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Jai Sachinanda Nitai Chand ki Jai. See, I've unlocked your habits. Okay, so see, we've done bhakti. We've done 2 limbs already. पहले आपने सुना और आपने सुनाया. See, Shravanam, Kirtanam, kitna? Vishnu Smaranam. Abhi, just for 2 seconds, just look at the deities. Just the deities alone, without saying anything. That's called Shravanam. So just think. And take take a photo in your heart, not on your iPhone. Just close your eyes and open them. Okay, they've gone into your heart now. So you've taken a picture. That's meditation. Later on, before you go to bed, then remember what you saw. Okay? Vishnu Smaranam. Pad Sevanam. This Pujari Dev every day serves the Lordship. How many people have deities in their houses? भगवान के स्वरूप हैं? किस-किसके? सभी के घर में है ना? जो नहीं है तो रख लो. सच. उनको नलाना every morning. हाँ, लड्डू गोपाल. तो उनको बेड में भी सुलाना है, सब कुछ करना है. ऐसे लगते जैसे बच्चे हो गए हम. बड़े हो गए देख छोटे-छोटे बच्चों के साथ खेल रहे हैं. You know, children play with dolls, but we are doing it. And you wouldn't believe it. हम सब के पास degrees है. By doing that, you feel more emotion than remembering shlokas and everything like that. Because आप भगवान को सुला रहे हैं, फिर उनको उठा रहे हैं, फिर उनको भोग लगा रहे हैं. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen in the morning. I'm not a very good cook, but I spend a lot, because I'm the assistant to my wife. She's the boss, I'm the assistant. So सब कुछ हम prepare कर देते पहले. You know, ये कर लिया, वो कर लिया, दाल उबाल दी, वो कर ली, सब्जी काट दी, वो कर कितना सब कुछ रेडी. वो आते हैं बस फिर तड़का लगाते हैं और हम भोग लगाते हैं. वंडरफुल मैरिज. जब भी हम गोलोक में जाएंगे तो मंजरी बन जाएंगे, तो किचन में होंगे तो बोले आपकी ट्रेनिंग किसने दी? बोले मेरी धर्मपत्नी ने. इधर तक पहुंचा दिया. In the beginning I was feeling uncomfortable, but now I've said this is my nitya seva. This is my seva. I'm telling you, it just all changed. So now I'm in the kitchen longer because I'm cooking for Krishna. Before I was cooking for my family. And then cheese toast and beans will do. But no, abhi Bhagwan ke liye to fresh banana padega na. That is Pad Sevanam. Please try it. If you have deities in the house, don't ignore them. आपका जो बच्चा होगा जैसे करके उसको ignore करोगे, they feel it. Look, there's no relationship here. So don't just leave them and show to the visitors you have. Look, I've got temple, and then Lordship says, yeah, now you introducing me, but with me in the morning or evening. Get close to them. It's not childish. It's very intelligent thing to do. Every day. Lalan palan karo na uska. Arey, look them in the eyes. Baat karo unse. ठीक है आज. क्या करूं आपके लिए? Is that difficult? But you might think this is childish, then you won't do it. You see? And this is where the impersonalists, they're thinking, what are they doing? This is childish. But they don't realize, Radharaman deity, I said last week, Swambhu, from Shaligram, the form came. The Supreme Lord did it. ठीक है ना? The Srinathji deity, Srinathji deity was buried. Madhavendra Puri came. And he was hungry. He would never ask for food. And 3 days he hadn't eaten or drunk anything. A little young boy comes. He goes, Baba, ye doodh pee lo. Doodh dene gaya. Arey, tu kahan se aaya? Oh, bolta koi gwalan hai na, unhone kaha, some gopis, they said, this Baba is hungry, he hasn't had anything. So I brought some milk for you. He goes, all right, idhar rakh do. But I'll come and take the pot later on. He went away. And when he drank the milk, he thought, I've never tasted this kind of milk. This is amazing. Srinathji ki jo deity hai. And then the boy never came back. And then he kept wondering, he goes, that was the unusual milk. So he was sleeping. So the same little boy came in the dream, I am buried at such and such place, come and take me out. The deity has been buried for so long, kitni der se wahan thi, koi bhakt nahi aaya tha. There were people there, but they weren't qualified. But Madhavendra had bhav. And Krishna is bhavgrahi. He likes your bhav. He doesn't like your possession. Oh, I have deity, look at the temple I bought and everything. He wants your bhav, that are you relating? He saw Madhavendra Puri say, he's got bhav. Came in his dream. So he went looking for, and there was a cow there, and the cow was standing, and there was a hole, and the milk was flowing from the udders into the hole. And he's thinking, that's adbhut. Ye gaiyon ko apne aap doodh nikal raha hai. And then he realized, I think the deity is there. They opened it up and Srinathji deity came. Come on, big round of applause for that. Madhavendra Puri got all the villagers. So, doesn't the deity talk? Radha Ramanji. And there's another one, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. You go to Jagannath Puri, they are big deities. My God, they're so heavy. They talk. Anything wrong, he comes in the dream to the king. This isn't right. And the king goes and checks out, and the pujaris are shocked. How does the king know this? He's a Katak. And this is in Puri, the deity. And this has been happening again and again like that. And with all due respect, even when I go, I've had conversation with Jagannathji, and he's revealed the truth which I read later on in the scriptures. I told them what Jagannathji said, they heard it, and later I'm reading, they go, oh my God, this is in there. So you can see, you just got to surrender. You don't have to become very, very high devotee. The Lord is waiting for you to turn to Him. जैसे आते ना temple में आते हैं, I always say Hare Krishna पहले to everybody. As Pundrik Goswami's father said it. You know, Trinadapi Suni Chena Tarorapi Sahisnuna Manena Mandena Kirtanya Sadahari. We wait for others to say hello to us, then we'll say hello. You know, many people go to weddings all dressed up. They won't say hello first because they're all dressed up now. So they want respect from others. And they want to check. Then they later on say, hey, hello bhi nahi ki inhone. But aapne ki thi? Nahi, main wait kar rahi thi unki. I was waiting for them to say hello. So Pundrik father said, say hello first. You've done your bit. That's dharma. So when you are in Jagannath Puri, please do talk to Jagannathji, Baldev Subhadra. You'll be amazed how you get a response from him. Okay, I've got loads. And experiences of that, and others have as well. They had something in their mind, they went to Jagannath Puri, that's exactly what happened. Whatever they had in mind, that happened. So those deities we are talking about, they are not like dolls, they're actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we emphasized that last time. All he needs is your faith. He needs your faith, Shraddha. And what we do is, although we have deities, go sit back over there. So, she's a keenest student I have. I can't understand her language, but she's good. So we got to have faith, adaho shraddha. And then, once you start to deal with the Lordship, then the trust develops. See the difference between faith and trust. Faith is, your family also believes in that. That's why, because they believe you have faith in it. But then when you things start to happen, then the trust comes. So faith and trust is different. When the trust comes, then you don't need endorsement from anybody. Nobody has to tell you about it. He says, "Abhi to I trust the Supreme Lord." अभी माता है कि मैं बात कर रहा था, इनसे आप पूछ लीजिए आपका कौन है, बोलेंगे हमारा तो ठाकुर है, प्रेमंजरी है, और भी कितने डिवोटी हैं, उनको पूछ रहा आपका सहारा कौन है, who's your shelter? ठाकुर है. चाहे वो कितने बीमार हो जाएं, कितना हो जाए, कभी भगवान को ब्लेम नहीं करेंगे, बोलते मेरे में त्रुटि है. So I'll just tell a little story because it is gone past, but I started late anyway. So Amarendra Prabhu, he is an ISKCON devotee, young hai. So he gave an example, the other day somebody put it on WhatsApp. There's a Mataji, she got Go Nitai deity like ours. Even now, okay? She Go Nitai deity, they're small. She started to give service. She fell in love with the deity. She says, I don't want to get married. मैं विवाह नहीं करूँगी, यही मेरे हैं ठाकुर. जैसे मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर. So she started to look after the deities. So she got invites to parties or something. She wouldn't go because no, I have to be with my ठाकुर. Then invites to marriages. She said no. She carried on serving. And then one day a Vaishnav came saying, it's our son's wedding, can you just come and bless the couple? And she said, वो कहने लगी मैं तो wedding में नहीं जाती, but I'll see what I can do. Then I'll ask the Thakur to come. And they thought, okay, she's just saying it. So on the day of the wedding, this lady, had made a special dress. She put that on the deities. Really nice dress. And on the day of wedding. She never went. And 2 days later, the same Vaishnav came saying, Kamal ho gaya. So why? He said, you didn't come to the wedding, but both the bride and the bridegroom, Dulan jo the, they, in the dream, they had that your Gaur Nitai came to them. And they were wearing these particular dresses. And he goes, really? He goes, those dresses, he goes, I actually put those dresses on specially on the wedding day. And I told them, can you go and bless the couple? So come on, big round of applause for that. And that lady still now. And guess what the adbhut thing is, what the amazing thing is? This deity gets taller by 1 inch every year. So she has to make new dresses regularly. And we don't even know about this lady. He didn't say the name. What more proof do you want that somebody now has got Gonitai deities? And people who've been to Louis Bazaar, this Pishima's deity there, and that again was a lady in Bengal. She had these deities, and she wanted to serve them. It was somebody else did, but she went there. They wanted her service. So she started to serve, and one day she had her periods, and she said to the Lord, oh my God, I can't serve you today, but you got to eat. What do I do? Then in the dreams, he said, you just have a bath and you serve. The Lordship said. She did that. Guess what? That was the last period she had. The Lordship arranged she never has another period. Anyway, she came to Vrindavan in Louis Bazaar, installed the deities. They told me these deities were small. Now they're that big. They've been growing as well. Like our children, they grow, don't they? So how many more proof do you want that if you give these deities your love, something special happens? You know, don't get worried, you know, your deity will get bigger and bigger and all that. But you'll get, I'm just giving you proof how they are the Supreme Lord. Yes? So Krishna was asked, which is superior? Worshipping the person, the roop, or impersonal? And Krishna goes, in the Supreme Personality of God has said, those who fix their minds on my personal form. Now Krishna is saying it. They fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me. So you have to be engaged in worshipping. Yeah. With great and transcendental faith. Again, the word faith is used. You gotta have faith. No good just owning the deities. You gotta have faith. Are considered by me to be most perfect. Krishna is saying they are more perfect. So you can have impersonalists, doesn't matter how vidvan they are on one side. And there could be a little girl worshipping her deity. She'll be superior. So which one do you want? Do you want to become a devotee or just become a religious person, impersonalist? Which one do you want? You want to become devotees. You come to the right place. This is where we train you up to actually become devotees. Prabhupada has told us how to become devotees. And if you look in the temple, this temple looks same as any other temple. Yes, which it is. There's altar there, there's prasad afterwards and all that. But I'll tell you now, there's 4 principles we follow. No meat eating, no fish or eggs or anything like that. And then the other one is no alcohol, no drugs, nothing. So many people are having so many drugs and things, right? No tea or coffee even. You might think, oh my God, I need tea or coffee. There's other ginger tea and all that kind of thing you can have. No illicit sex. No boyfriend, girlfriend kind of relationship. You can be friends, but you can't say this is my girlfriend, the boyfriend. And don't say Krishna had many girlfriends, so I'm following his example. But then you have to maintain 16,100 wives. You can't even manage one. You know, you have a problem with that and you're going to be... So no boyfriend, no girlfriend. But you can relate to them as, you know, devotees, Vaishnava, that's all. Limited. Everything is like this line on the floor. When we had COVID, we were just putting people in the boxes. There's a limit. Within that you can do whatever. So you must limit your relationships as well. If you keep it free, you're going to regret it. You can't be loose about relationships. There should be some certain control. It's like water in the tap. In Bharat they drink like that, okay, but in the West they don't. But usually you need a glass. You need borders. So the water goes in there. Otherwise it'll splash everywhere. Same with love. You can't do that, but you got to have a pot, patra. And that's what we're talking about. Contain it. Then it's sweet. Otherwise it goes everywhere. So no illicit sex. And no gambling. All these casino adverts keep coming on TV. Casino this thing. Oh, great, great. If I win, there's one person, he says, if I win, I'll give half the money to ISKCON. So they said, okay, if you win, you do that. So he won. So they didn't see him. Then somebody went to him after 6 months saying, Prabhuji, you won the lottery. We bless you, but we don't see you. Because I wanted to give half, my wife and children said, no way. You're not giving that money to ISKCON. So I can't face you. See, it's easy to say it when you don't have it, but when you have it, you realize half the money, because there's a lot of money like that. So gambling is no good. Because if you do all those things, gambling, alcohol, meat eating and all that, it will make you a non-devotee. It really would. But Christians, they drink, they eat meat, they gamble, they everything. Yeah, you can go to many churches, they're empty. People are not becoming, following God. But pubs, they're empty as well, but people are drinking at home now, whatever like that. You can see that supports it's not Shuddha, it's not pure. For you to be, like here we don't have any onion or garlic. So last week there was a devotee, a student here, Chinese, and he goes, why not onion and garlic? It's medicinal. Okay, everybody agrees it's medicinal. Do you have medicine every day? Only when you're ill. So if it's medicinal, then have it when you're ill. Why do you want to have it when you're not ill? The Italian pilots are told not to have a garlic lunch because the reaction slows down by 3-4 times. Because when you're flying, you got to be sharp. So you can see garlic slows you down. Otherwise, medicinally it's okay. You have dysentery, whatever, have lasan, it'll be okay. Some people have heart problems, they have it like that. But garlic, if you stand on garlic for a while, after a few hours, you can smell it in your armpit. It goes through your body like that. So it's not good. And it gives you more of passion, rajogun. But in order to do bhakti, you need to be in satogun. Satogun. I tell you it does, because I used to do all those things ages ago. Gave it up back in 74. And I've noticed the difference. That my mind is much more peaceful. Whereas I would react otherwise. Hey, what? Oh, like that. Now, something happens, I just think, okay, what's the solution? Whereas before I had to react like this is the end of the world. Why did that happen? And start to question all that. But you just go calmly say, okay, what's the solution then? So, jaisa an, vaisa man. So, jaisa aap khate hain, वैसे बन जाते हैं. So you should be very, very careful. So, okay, it's getting on a bit. But you can see this topic is so deep, you can't fit it in, simply. So if you keep coming and associating, so aapka ahar, your eating and all that, vyavhar, your dealing and everything, will give you idea how to become better you. I mean, you're good as you are, but we all want to improve. Because everybody knows what their mentality is. When you are alone in the room, your thoughts come up and suddenly sometimes you're shook up by the thoughts you have. Oh my God, I didn't realize because who's making your thoughts contaminated? Television. Television does. So you got to choose your programs carefully. That's why we don't show the children television so much. They'll be colored. Their thinking will be colored like that. So make sure that you have a filter here. Because these eyes will see everything, but you guys know, I don't want this. Yeah, that I want. Select. These are select buttons. So please do select. But your children will be exposed to everything. So don't be shocked. This is Kali Yuga. So how do you protect your children? Tell them to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This mantra is especially for Kali Yuga. Iti Shodsha Nam Kali Kalmsa Nashnam. Kalms means contamination. Kali ka contamination, it stops. You have a filter. And that's why we chant Mahamantra all the time, because it's brought by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vyasdev ji wrote it in Kali Santaran Upanishad. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered this mantra. It's like a capsule. He put love of Radha Krishna. So we have found the more we are chanting, we are more in control of ourselves, more appreciating everybody around, and you don't have an enemy, Ajat Shatrava. And you don't think, he's my enemy, he's my friend, like that. You stop thinking like that. You just think that we're all struggling. If you're on a train, something happens to the train, it's not that the third class passengers are feeling rough. Even the first class people will be shook up, oh my God, there's an accident happened with our train. So we are all in Kali Yuga, we're going to get shocks after shocks. But there's a solution. Chant this Mahamantra, and as Mataji said, Paramo Dharma is Sadhu Sang, Bhakt Ka Sang. Associate. We will just give you direction. Nobody forces anybody. Option. We're giving you option. Vikalp. We just give you options. Okay, you can do this. This is better. And later on one day you'll pick up the option saying, you know what? I heard this and it's taken me 3-4 years to accept it, but I feel like a better person. Okay, has anybody got any question? Hanji.
What you're saying just now, Krishna has clearly showed that the personal form is better. Right?
Personal form.
So crystal clear there. But why did the Mayavadis say the other way, that you should not have a personal form?
No, that's what Krishna, Arjun said here. Which are considered to be more perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman? So even Arjun is asking. So then Krishna has said that to me, this other form is better. Like you have the sun and the sunshine. Some prefer, I know in Bharat, ladies especially, they won't sit directly under the sun, because rang thoda sa kala ho jayega. To wo chhaon mein baithte hain. So they prefer the shadow like that. So the impersonal see the personal bit defective. They reckon that Brahman is the supreme. Just to do Leela, then that Brahman becomes Narayan. And then they call each other Narayan as well, Drid Narayan. So there's a fault there. But Krishna allows that. He realized they are trying to approach me indirectly. So anybody coming indirectly is going to take longer. And it's troublesome. Krishna says, hey, look at this. Klesho diktarastesham. For those whose minds are attached to unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. Right? To make progress in the discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. We are embodied, we can't see Brahman. But Krishna is so kind that the Supreme Brahm, Param Brahm, is on our altar. Is Radharaman, is Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. See his mercy? Impersonal you can't see, personal you can see. Isn't that amazing mercy? And then he talks to you, he comes in your dream, you pray to them, things happen. He's the magic, we are not the magic, we are blind. Om Jnanati Mirandasya, we're born in darkness. So the Lord has become merciful, He's Par Brahm, and yet He's sitting on your altar and waiting for your love. He's waiting for your love. And the day your bhav comes up, sneh comes up, you call him Priyatam and Priya. So it's Radha Krishna's love. You're not going to love Krishna like Radha Rani does. You can't. You don't have the capacity. But you appreciate Radha Krishna's love, saying that's the highest love. It's like watching a movie. When you watch a romantic movie, you're not the actor and actresses. You didn't write it. You're not in the play. But after the movie, you're thinking, oh, it's nice. That was lovely. Similarly, Radha Krishna's pastimes. When you read them over and over again, you realize, oh my God, if there's one love which is fantastic, that's Radha Krishna's love. Because there's yog there and vyog. That vyog will kill you. When you have had a highest relationship, then it's absent. Akrura came and took them away. He nearly killed Yashodama, nearly killed all the gopis. Have you got the capacity for that yog vyog? No, you don't. So then admire Radha Krishna's love, saying, they can handle the yog, they can handle the vyog. I'll just worship them from far. And then one day you'll get their prasad. Whatever they experience, a drop will come, a bindu, and it'll become a Sindhu, ocean for you. And that you become Babaji, you become Rasik. You're glorifying their love. It's not, I am replacing Radharani, no. They stay together, I just adore their relationship. That's called Bhakti. Okay, everybody happy with that definition? Yes? So from today, we're giving you option. You can chant the Mahamantra regularly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Other option we're giving you is, please purchase Bhagavad Gita and keep a copy in the house and read it. And if you have any questions, please come and ask and we'll be able to answer you. Bring your children here, and in a very small way we are directing them towards that. This is not a school or anything like that, but we will be getting them to do dramas, do kirtans and everything. Your children will naturally be doing educational thing, and then they'll be getting religious awareness here. And as they grow, like all these little kids, I mean, there's Happy 16th banner there, they were small and they've grown up and they're our children. It's amazing. We're watching them grow, and we wish them well, we protect them. Because this place we get loads of strangers coming and they see our children, they think, oh, well, I like that girl, or I like that boy, and whatever. It's not this sort of center. But we know they come with that mentality, and then we purify them. That's our job. It's not that we think, oh, he's a bad man. Nobody's bad. They didn't know. So we have to tell them, excuse me, here, we just come to love the Supreme Lord. Don't look at each other and fall in love. This is not a disco, And so this is where the Lord is. That's where you repose your love. Even love has to be given somewhere. You can't distract yourself around here, because you will make a big mistake. But we can't help it. We think like that. So through association we realize this is allowed, this is not allowed. And that's what we're talking about in life. You can't always be 100% perfect. Take it now. Okay, I've taken too much time. Anybody else? Thank you, that was a good question. That's the whole question about person in person. Anybody else got a question or comment? Everybody okay? All right, thank you very much. Bolo Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. So now stand up please, we're doing art. Jai, उठा लेंगे कहाँ? Sudarshan, can you call Jairam?
चलो निकाल दो उसी को एक दो
Okay, here's Jai Shri Ram.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Kipa Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Haro
तथा गाने जगमान लोभा
ताखीने निताईशान बामे गदधारा
चान बामे गदधारा
निकाटे अचैतशीनी वासा चक्रधारा
गाते अद्वैतशीनी
बासी आचे गौरचान रत्ना सिंहासने
अवशी आचे गौराचान रत्न सिंहासने
आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगणे
आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा देवगणे
नरा हरि आदि कोरी चामर दुलाया
नर हरियारी होरी चमर धुला
संजय मुकुंद वासु घोषाधिकाया
संजय मुकुंद वासु
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला
शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला मधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला
बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
बोलो शंख बाजे गंधा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
शंख बाजे गंधा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
बोलो मधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
मधुर 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 बाजे
निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर
हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
बाहु कोटि चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्जवा
Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Te Namine
Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Prabhupada
Gauravani Pracharine
Prabhupada
Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Pastatari Satarine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesatarine
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastari Gaur Bhaktavinda
Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastari Gaura Bhaktavinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastari Gaur Bhaktavinda
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
तोड़ देंगे क्या? जय जय बोलो जय जय श्री राधे श्याम
জগন্নাথ নয়ন পতগামী নয়ন পতগামী বাবা তুমি
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें
জগন্নাথ স্বামী নয়ন পতগামী
जय महिमा
নয়ন পতগামী বাবা তুমি
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें
जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जगन्नाथ
जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जगन्नाथ
जय बलदेव सुभद्रा जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा
जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा
जय सच्चिदानंद
गौरा
गौरा हरि विष्णु प्रिया प्राणदान नदिय बिहारी
जय सच्चिदानंद गौरारी विष्णु प्रिय प्राणदान नदिया बिहारी
जय निताई जय निताई जय निताई एक चक्रदा
जय निताचान जय निताचान जय निताचान एका चक्रधाम
गौरा गौरा
गौरा
गौरा हरि गौरा 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 हरि
गौरा 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 हरि गौरा 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 हरि
जय ओ राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे
जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे
जय ओ राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम Sundara Jayo Giri Govardhan Jai Giriraj Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Jai Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan Jayo Srimad Sudan Srimad Sudan Srimad Sudan Jayo Srimad Sudan Jayo Srimad Sudan Srimad Sudan Srimad Sudan Jayo Srimad Sudan Jayo Mani Ma Mani Ma Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma Jai Jai Radha Hari Bol 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 Raghunandan Raghav Ram Jai Siya Ram Siya Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Raghunandan Raghav Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Raghunandan Raghav Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Raghunandan Raghav Ram Hare Siya 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 Ram Hare
Siya Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare Siya Ram Hare
O Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
O Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
ये हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
ये हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
ये परम धन राधा 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 राधा
परम धन राधा 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 Radha Radha.
He Paramadhana Radha 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 Radha.
Paramadhana Radha 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 Radha.
He Hamaro Dhan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Hamaro Dhan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
He Hamaro Dhan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Hamaro Dhan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Govind Pyari Radha 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 Radha.
Govind Pyari Radha 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 Radha.
बरसाने वाली राधा 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 राधा.
बरसाने वाली राधा 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 राधा.
ओ हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा.
गोविंद प्यारी राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा.
हे हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा.
हमारो नंद राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा.
जयो प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद. जय प्रभुपाद जगद्गुरु.
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद. जय प्रभुपाद जगद्गुरु.
जयो प्रभुपाद जयो प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद. जय प्रभुपाद जगद्गुरु.
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद. जय प्रभुपाद जगद्गुरु.
जयो गुरुदेव
जय गुरुदेव.
गुरुदेव गुरुदेव. जय गुरुदेव पतित पावन.
जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव. जय गुरुदेव पतित पावन.
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. गौरा हरि बोल.
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. नित्य गौरा हरि
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. निताय गौरा हरि बोल.
नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. नित्य गौरा हरि
ओ हरि बोल
हरि बोल.
ओ हरि बोल
हरि बोल.
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल.
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल.
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल.
हरि बोल हरि बोल.
ओ निताय गो निताय गो निताय गो निताय गो.
नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर.
निताय गो निताय गो निताय गो निताय गो.
नित्य गौर नित्य गौर नित्य गौर.
गौर प्रेमानंदे.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रत आचार्य श्री श्रीमद् शरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद महाराज की जय. सर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय. नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. श्री श्री सच्चिदानंद निताय चांद की जय. जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय. नीलाचल क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुर धाम की जय. रविवारिया महोत्सव तिथि की जय. सत्संग की जय. जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. गुरु महाराज की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj ki jai ho.
Thank you very much. So warm welcome to everyone. And now we'll do Nrsingadev prayers. So if you have anybody who's ill or needs help, wherever they are, you can sit down now. And we'll do Nrsingadev prayer. especially for Shraddha Devi, she's recovering, and His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Japatak Swami, and His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj, and many others around the world who might be suffering. So we'll do Nrsimha prayer for them. Okay. Any volunteers? She's gone.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Shavajita Narahari Rupa Jagadish Hare Keshavajita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai Gaura Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur. Gaur Pramanande Hari bol. Jai.
Okay, can you put the lights on, please? Thank you. Warm welcome again, all of you. Thank you for coming. We are so honored that you come and visit us and let us serve you. Those with children, if they want their children to know more about dharma, religion, please bring them. And then we have a little class. While we do the Bhagavad Gita class here, the children go there. And because more children are coming, we'll organize something really even better. So then there's others, you might have questions. And when we're eating, I usually sit there. And there's Guru Sevak as well. So you can ask us questions or comments or whatever you have. So it'll be nice to have a conversation and prasad. And for those who would like home programs, like we can do satsang in your house as well. So 2 or 3 people will come, that we do kirtan and a bit of talk and everything. You can have personal exchange. We used to do that till COVID came in and we couldn't do it. So I think we are there to serve you like that. And it's very important that your children get to know what is our origin, our culture. You might think you're in the West now, you don't need it, but when you walk in the street to an Englishman, you're an Indian. You might hide your culture, but it's obvious on the face. So you'll never be an Englishman. You might think, oh, let me not understand my religion or whatever, but when you're walking, somebody says, here's an Indian or here's so-and-so. Why don't you learn who you are? So then they'll know, when they call you Indian, you tell them, this is what an Indian is, with culture. Now you see Indian face with the Western culture, and in the West, they're going to the East to find their culture. So many Hare Krishnas, they became Hare Krishna from America, and they felt close to the Supreme Lord. So please tell your children, it's important to know your Dharma, and they'll be a better student at school, I'm telling you. We don't teach that give up studies. Why? You need to maintain yourself, get jobs and everything. We encourage that. Alongside that, you have enough brain power to realize where your culture is. And then we'll have a community, we'll contribute to UK really nicely. Already people from India, they're a very stable community. Everybody, wherever the Indians have gone, they've stabilized the country. And economically even it goes good. But let's not forget our roots. So Prabhupada wanted us, that doesn't matter whether you're Indian, American or whatever, there's only one God. And let's get to know the science of God. It's science, not just faith. I believe, I believe. 2 + 2 is 3, I believe. Well, people will laugh. So you can't have your belief. It's got to be 2 + 2 is 4. Where did you get that? In the scriptures. And you can quote the scriptures, so we do that. Thank you. So now there's one little favor. Sudarshan, can you come here? You see the banner there says, Happy 16th birthday. It is not for me. It's for that young boy there. Oh, Jai. Sachinandanita Chan ki Jai. So, sort of brighter karna hai. The other knobs as well. Okay, so this young man needs your blessing. So first of all, his name is Sudarshan. You know, Krishna has Sudarshan on his finger. I've got Sudarshan on my side. Right, so his name is Sudarshan. So we're going to say happy birthday. Okay, everybody? Ready to wish him that? Okay, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday. Smile to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sudarshan. Happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, dear Sudarshan. Hare Krishna to you. Come on, big round of applause for him. Okay. When he came to this temple, he was that tiny. He used to be in that area there. He'll be sleeping, his parents will be in the kitchen. He'll wake up and I'll be doing my japa. he would never cry. He would just look around like, where's everybody? And then he would crawl. He crawled so much, look how tall he's become now. And that's his father. And there's a mother somewhere there as well, maybe in the kitchen. Okay, so now I want you to put your left hand on your heart, because you're going to bless him just now. Right hand towards him. And we're going to chant the Maha Mantra. Here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So you want to say something to everybody? Thank them.
Thank you everyone for coming today, and yesterday was a nice program. Thanks to all the devotees that did come yesterday, and thank you again for everyone coming today.
Right, there you go. Did you get that? All that? He just whispered it. But anyway, that was really good. What he meant is thank you very much. So if you can make announcements, he's grown now, so I'll give him a big
Okay, so in this week it's so on Wednesday on the 25th is Vasanta Panchami, or Saraswati Puja is on the same day.
Panchami, yes.
Vasant. And then on that same day is the parents' day of Srimati Vishnupriya Devi, Shri Pundrik Vidyanidhi, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, and Shri Raghunandan Thakur. And this parents' day of Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on the same day. Then on the Friday we have Advaita Acharya Parents' Day, which is on the 27th. Advaita Acharya Parents' Day. And then Saturday, Bhishma Astami on the Saturday, and then the Sunday is this Parents' Day of Shri Madhacharya on that day.
Wow.
So we have a packed week.
Yeah, very good. So now what we're going to do is he's going to do the prayers for having prasad. And so if you do the